Hey everybody, we got something special for you tonight. Did this together about 2 hours ago, and I got me a new MOT here out of an old scrap microwave that somebody gave me. I wanted to establish the hairpin circuit coming off of 120 right from the house. It's going over here to this terminal. One leg's going into the switch and into one side of this hairpin. Now, really, all this is uh, 8 capacitors in parallel. They're 5 microfarads each. Um, so they're all in parallel, and that gives us 40 microfarads. But what I've done is we have the hairpin configuration where we're going to one side here with the power coming in, and we're taking it off the other side here. So this whole bank is essentially in series. This comes over and hooks into the MOT. The other side of the MOT is that blue wire down there that comes back to the ground of the 120. Out of the MOT, we fashioned this guy. This was the original Leyden jar that I first built that the electricity kind of like ate through the glass and destroyed it. So I got a new salsa jar, and all I did was wrap some foil around it, the foil sticky tape, and no lacquer or anything. Put the old cap back on, put a new nail in there, just a little 16 penny nail. And inside, instead of salt water, we're using old, dirty, used mineral oil. Protection gap on the Lane jar. Coming over here, now we see this is 2 more hairpins. They're parallel banks, so there's 2 in parallel and 2 in parallel, and then we're hooking into them in series. So we're going to these 2 legs, the inner 2, and there's a couple things going on here. I've got my meter hooked up. On the other side of the hairpin, we're going to this heavy duty transformer here. This is a 220 440 transformer. And then there's just another capacitor on the other side of that that's just doing some kind of ringing going on here. So we've got the CFL bulb that's been gutted, so it's just the terminals going to the electrodes. And when I turn it on, you can see that there's quite a bit of high voltage coming out of there. Our meter's showing almost 200 volts or so coming out of there. But this isn't the interesting part. Now, we know that when we have a hairpin configuration, especially a series hairpin here and then 2 more here, even on the high voltage side, there can't be hardly any current coming out of this. We know there's hardly any current going in because we look at our kilowatt meter that shows us using only fractions of watts. Yet the MOT can be pulsed at the 60 hertz frequency that's flipping polarity from the source. And we get mutual induction into the secondary, and we get significant high voltage out, a couple thousand volts, into this other hairpin, blah, 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 from here. So the other thing that we've done now is on the other leg, on the other side of each hairpin capacitor here, we're going over and we're coming to a spark gap, which is closed right at the moment. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, now it's closed. And up here, what's that? Oh, it's an incandescent bulb. And it's coming here, it's going through another one of these transformers. It's just going through the primary in series. And on the secondary is just a CFL bulb for looks. And then it's going through another incandescent bulb. Now these are 25 watt bulbs. They're just incandescent. And so they're coming off the other side of this hairpin here. Now, stay tuned for part 2 because we're at 5 minutes, and I'll explain the rest and show you what happens when I turn the switch on.